What's going on, everybody? What is good? Hope everybody is well out there. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. We are live again for another live stream on the channel, guys. Every Wednesday, 6 o'clock p.m., 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sorry, guys, I'm like tongue twisting all over. But if you want to tap in today's live stream, guys, you're more than welcome to take the link and join. If you want to join me on screen here, if you want to just stay in the chat and chime in, or if you just want to listen, that's also fine today, guys. But we are live, guys. We made it to another Wednesday here. This is episode 42, so we are moving along pretty quickly. Number 42, like Jackie Robinson. Rest in peace to the GOAT. But yeah, man, we are live today, guys, and I just kind of wanted to go over some topics today. Just a couple of things I wanted to talk about and see what everybody's headspace is at with collecting. So you guys probably see the description of the title. Let me just show y'all what I'm rocking tonight, this live stream. As you can see, rocking my man, Bob Ross. Yes, sir. I feel like a happy little Rez right now. Just playing around. And I'm rocking my new hat that I just picked up at the night market, 626 night market in the Bay Area. It's a dope trucker hat right here, but it's got my government name on it. How cool is that, right? Yeah, man, I just wanted to go live this Wednesday and talk about a couple of things, man. Obviously, there is people in here. Shout outs to the 5 people that are in here rocking with me right now. Hold on, my bad, guys. I gotta message real quick. Just give me a moment while I take this real quick. Give me one moment. I do apologize. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to take a quick call real quick. But yeah, man, all is well. Let me just highlight some comments real quick before I start letting guests hop on with me. Eli, what's up, bro? Happy to see you on again this week. Let's go. Yes, sir. Let's get it for sure. I'm about to join. All right, bro. The link is there. Yoni Tirado says, do you think Warriors going to win all 4 games for NBA Finals? I'll get to that. In just a second, guys. Where did I get the Bob Ross painting from? I don't have a painting of Bob Ross. I have a shirt, if that's what you're referring to. But I got this shirt a long time ago from Hot Topic. I got it from their website, hottopic.com, and still fits me, surprisingly. It's a little snug on me, guys, but I'm trying to lose some weight. So, hopefully this will fit more, a little more loosely on me these days. But I do have a guest that is in the waiting room right now who I'm going to let hop on. And just a few moments here. And let me see. Yo.
What up?
What's up, TJ?
How you doing?
It's finally an honor to see you on the screen with me, man.
Usually, I figure I'll try it out online for a little bit. I'm usually in the chat, so I'll figure I'll try it out this time.
Cool. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I just got back from work not too long ago. Kind of discombobulated right now because I was doing all this stuff in like 30 minutes. So I'm good, man. I'm just chilling here this Wednesday, man. Just going live and just seeing what everybody's headspace is at right now with collecting and stuff like that. But I wanted to kind of talk about a couple of things tonight, man. Obviously, I'll start off with the first question on there, which was basically asking about the Warriors in 4. I'm a Dubs fan. We all know I'm all about my Bay Area teams. You are as well. Yeah. At least I think you're all like Bay Area teams, right? You're like a 49ers fan.
49er fan, Giants fan.
Okay, so yeah, we're like the same. We rep the same teams. But like, as far as sweeping goes, I don't think it's going to happen, to be quite honest with you. I think that this series is going to go to possibly 7 games. But obviously, I'm rooting for the Warriors. But it's going to be a tough matchup.
I say Game 6 Clay.
I was gunning for Game 6 too, man. But I don't know, dude. It's kind of I won't really be able to gauge it until maybe like the first game. After the first game and see what happens, it'll start to give me a little more of an understanding of where we're at, what we're dealing with. Because that game, like that series with Memphis, man. I'm not gonna lie, that had me sweating. Like that whole everybody was saying it was gonna be a sweep. I'm like, nah, it's not gonna be a sweep. There's no way it's gonna be a sweep. But I'm glad we pulled through. Honestly, I was waiting. What happened here? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What the heck happened to my screen? I like blanked out. I don't see my screen anywhere. What happened? Okay, sorry. I'm like having all these technical difficulties tonight. I don't know what the heck is going on, man. But anyway,
it's because I joined the live. That's why.
Nah. I don't know what's going on. But yo, what up? What up?
What up, Snacks?
What up, TJ?
Mighty Fan.
Hey.
I got my regulars up in the building. Shout outs to Mighty Fan with a new haircut right there. And
you're in the upside down, Rez. That's where you are.
Upside down?
Yeah, you're in the upside down.
Like I was just talking to TJ, man. I was talking about the finals, man, with the Celtics and the Warriors. And everybody that I'm talking to is saying that it's Celtics in 6.
Beat Boston.
I want to beat him too, man. And no disrespect to Mac, because I know he's a diehard and Adam Murphy.
They don't need to win again. they 4 years is a drought for them. Ooh.
I'm trying to
do that in our state around here.
I'm trying to convince myself that like if we lose to the Celtics, at least they'll have more championships than the Lakers.
No, you can't look at it that way. They gotta lose. They got to continue to suffer.
They got
time to suffer. Matt, suffer.
We got the ambassador of the Celtics in the building, M. Diddy. Right. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. We're just talking about the finals real quick, like what our predictions are. Obviously, I know you're rooting for your Celtics, man, but I think it's like I was saying earlier, like I think it's gonna go to this could go to potentially 7 games. I think I got dubs in 6. But I don't know, like, where you guys think it'll end, or who's gonna win this, or who wins and who gets MVP. Like, I don't know.
Well, we all know Curry's not gonna win the MVP. If they win, MVP? He's not known to winning Finals MVPs.
Maybe this is the one.
It's gonna be Iguodala again, right?
It'll probably be Michael Porter.
Nah.
Michael Porter Jr., baby.
It's not gonna be Porter. Dude. He's out, bro.
Come on, man. He's a Georgetown Hoya, man. He's gonna...
If anybody's gonna get it on the dubs, I feel like it should be like Clay.
Draymond?
No, it should be Steph Curry. What are you talking about?
He should Draymond. Draymond Green.
Draymond's gonna kick someone in the nuts.
If it's Draymond Green, I'll personally try to go to state.
Draymond kicks Marcus Smart in the nuts.
I don't know, man. Like, honestly, that series between Miami and Boston, that was
a disappointment.
That was hard to watch, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't watch.
Really hard to watch.
Hockey's been interesting. That's where the interesting playoffs been.
Yeah, I mean, we got who is it? The Oilers, Edmonton. Got him in there. Evander Kane is on there, a fellow Shark. So
he's killing it right now.
He was a good player, man. I just think that because of what he did outside of the ice rink, really just kind of tarnished his reputation, a little bit. And I still have, I have his stealth jersey. He was like one of my favorite Sharks players on the team, but all these rumors and all this stuff that was just floating around. And I see we got somebody wearing some old gold.
Yeah,
that was good. There.
Yeah.
Hey man, you big baller, dude.
Well, something like that.
Bro, I know how much
something like that.
I know how much you spent on that, bro.
You said what?
That size 48, I know how much you spent on.
Bro, the shit's it's a dress.
It's a dress.
Old gold, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
Like,
right.
Welcome to
I wear.
2000s era.
Fits like 2004.
yeah, it's 2004. The chest fit's good, but that length, it's almost to my knees. I feel like I'm in high school again.
That's a size 48,
36
right?
inches and a 48.
Wow.
Dude, 37.
You know what's crazy about that? I bought mine from Ronaldo. Rest in peace to Ron, man. But I bought mine from him, and his was a size 54, dude. That thing fits me perfectly. Like it fits like a true like 48. Like I don't know, man. It's just, and I asked him, I was like, was this jersey tailored? He was like, no, not that I know of. I'm like, how is this possible? The length on mine is like 30 inches.
I'm gonna have to get this one tailored for sure.
You know
Oh, good, man. You got it. So
you know the funny thing is that every now and then, I'm not saying that one in particular, but every now and then there's a jersey that's such a grail for me. It takes me forever to get, and I finally get it, and then it's like 3-4 other people get it like right after. Like, man, this thing was so hard, and now it's like in abundance. Yeah.
I got
who cares?
I got
What up,
I'm
Flybird?
just saying, it's one of those mysteries of life, you know.
I got lucky because I forgot whose Instagram it was, but they posted this jersey, and I asked if they were trying to sell it, and he said that Eddie had it on the group, and it was a post from like a year ago.
Yeah.
So I hit him up, and so we made a deal.
Oh, trust me, dude. I'm you could ask Eddie too, man. I was one of those people that dragged out a transaction with him because I was hoping that he was going to lower the price. He didn't budge, man.
I mean, he lowered it for me a little bit, but I mean, it cost a good penny.
And he better for what he sold it for. Shit. Yeah. So real quick, man. Since the room is full right now, I just want to kind of go around the room and see what everybody's predictions are for this NBA Finals right now, and even for the, for hockey, man, because sports is strong right now. You know, we're coming towards the end of some major league sports here, and for me, for the Warriors, if we win it this year, man, this is gonna probably be.
Why you were so confident on the last series? Like, yo, we gotta win, blah blah blah.
Oh, hold on.
Right.
Here we go.
A couple months ago, he was like,
bro,
I don't even remember.
Bro,
What did this far?
What did I say? What did I say since the beginning? Bro?
You were surprised we made it this far.
Dude,
I said if they stayed healthy,
the last series.
that they could contend for a title.
What did I tell you that? Exactly. Thank you, Mac. I said
No.
beginning.
Wait, time out. I know what you said from the beginning, but the last series, Dallas, we got this. We're gonna beat them. But you had all the confidence to work with them, bro.
No, I didn't.
Bro,
I didn't.
I got the receipt, bro. I got the receipt.
Luka and a bunch of G League players, bro.
Dude, I said this since day one, bro. Since the beginning of the season, you could go and look at my older videos.
I'm talking about the last series, man. That's all. I'm not talking about.
No, I'm not even talking. I'm talking about the season. I'm talking about before the season started. When J Mac, I'm gonna mention his name. When J Mac and I were talking about who's gonna take it, I said the Dubs were gonna take it if we get Klay Thompson back at 75% and we have a healthy roster. I said I'm confident that the Dubs are gonna take it this year, and here we are in the finals, man. I'm just saying.
Plus, we got Draymond Green.
Yeah, we do. The best defensive player in the world, man. So
yeah, I'm gonna start showing penises and boobs on this live so you can get this so you can shut it down. Talk about Draymond Green.
So my thing is though, like the highlight of tonight's topic, I wanted to kind of touch on another YouTuber who was inspired by our live that we had last week, which is King Leonidas. Sucks he's not here because I wanted to hear more of his perspective. But I don't know if you guys noticed, but he posted a video, I think yesterday.
Very good.
And it was kind of talking about the good and the bad of collecting sneakers and jerseys. I wanted to touch on that again because, he kind of got inspired by our conversation that we had last week. But I wanted to touch back on what he was talking about in a little more detail. And just open the floor for collecting in general. I think all of us in here collect jerseys and other things, myself included. And I kind of want to touch on that, man, because it kind of changed my perspective a little bit more on current situations that, like, I've been experiencing these last few months. You know what I mean? I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't posted a jersey video in over a month on my channel. Since that time frame, I've only picked up one jersey, and I might as well just show you guys right now because this jersey was actually... What?
The Dan Marino?
No, it's not the Dan Marino.
So that's another jersey that you picked up.
But this one I wanted for a long time. It was this one right here.
Oh, okay.
That's
so,
fine.
This jersey, obviously,
nice.
I don't know if you guys know, but it's like hard to find, like for a good price. And I don't know what you guys consider a good price, but like I definitely didn't pay retail for this. That's for sure.
That's fine. I got matching sneakers if you interested.
So I picked up that jersey and I talked to King because I know King Leo is a huge Wade fan like myself. And, you know, I thought about it more, man. And I got it in the mail. I got the tracking number. And I went through the same cycle that I always go through when I get that tracking number. I get that high. And I also realized, like, I'm getting married in 4 months. You know? So here I am having the same conversations with myself, the same predicament. You know, trying to make ends meet with everything. And you know, with King, you know, he's in a different level right now where he's at with collecting. I don't think I've reached that yet, but I've noticed that my thought process since I got back into jerseys, like around beginning of COVID time, has really shifted. And it's just one of those things. I kind of want to open the floor to everybody to see if anything, like we're already at June 1st right now. We're halfway through the year, almost halfway through the year. And I kind of want to see what everybody's progress is. And if everybody's like perspective has changed since, you know, my first live back in January of this year, you know, I kind of want to see what everybody's at. Cause like Mac, I'm glad you're on here because, you know, obviously you were sharing with me some things that you were selling, some really personal things that you had in your collection, which I would have never thought like you would have let go, but you know, you explained to me why you did it. But like, if you want to share that, like what is the thought process you're at like now, like to everybody else?
Yeah. So, for those that may not know, like I sold some pretty, big, I guess kind of like cornerstone pieces, like for my autographs that I collect and stuff. So I had a Michael Jordan autograph upper deck piece that I sold that was numbered out of 10. And then also Boston Celtics 6-time signed from like the old Big Three, and then the more recent Big Three with KG, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce. So I sold those recently, and you know, kind of like what Rez was talking about. Sometimes I have to take a look at some of the things that I have. You know, everybody, like as collectors, we go through kind of accumulation phases, I think. Some more regularly than others. You know, everybody collects a little bit differently, but I've kind of always been the type of person that will get into something, collect it, then kind of take an assessment and be like, all right, where do I stand with this? What do I really like? What do I not need? And with those pieces, it wasn't necessarily that I didn't like them, but it was almost kind of a test, you know, to see if I could let go of something that I previously had really placed a lot of value on, like not even monetarily valuable, but like, oh my God, I got to get this to like validate me. You know, I almost looked at that Jordan piece as like, you know, I bought my own place. You know, I got my Jordan autograph that I could display to everybody that comes through. Like, you know, they can know that I made it, that I'm good. And I just felt like that wasn't really a healthy thing, because when I really boil it down and I look at what's important to me, like all I really care about is that I have a roof over my head, that, you know, my animals that I take care of are safe, and that my friends have a safe place to come and hang out. And like my people that really, you know, fuck with me, like that are to friends on the level of almost being family, they don't give a shit whether I have, you know, a Michael Jordan signed autograph picture on my wall. Like, it could be empty and they wouldn't care. They'd still come over and chill, watch games or whatever. So I just felt like I needed to kind of, you know, push myself a little bit and you know, use it as an opportunity instead of looking at it as a loss, you know, being like, shoot, man, like I got to sell this. Like instead looking at it as, okay, can I let this go? You know, the sun will come up tomorrow and I'll have a lot more money in my pocket to help things out. And, you know, as many of you know, I'm going to end up putting a lot of that money towards the projects that I'm working on for Rivalry. So just taking an assessment, realizing that that's more important right now, getting that money so that I can advance that forward and get to a better spot, because that'll pay me back more in the long run than just kind of having that piece on the wall, you know, for all those reasons that I just talked about. So, you know, I also think too that it's important, like for me, I've gone through the kind of reconfiguring of my collection 3 times or something like that since I started 20 years ago. And I think it's important to do that. You know, like I told King Leo when I was talking to him, like we're all the curators of our own collections. So there's nothing wrong with consistently reviewing what you have, assessing the importance of what you have, and deciding, yeah, I don't need this, but hey, I want to keep this. Like this is something I maybe sold in the past, and when I sold it, I wanted it back. You know, so I'm not selling it this time. So, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's pretty normal, because we do get caught up in the chase and checking things off our list. And, you know, it's okay if that list looks different 6 months down the line and 12 months down the line, or a year, 2 years down the line. So it's just a little bit about some of the stuff that I've been thinking about, and just, you know, reassessing things, I guess I could say.
Got you. Yeah, I kind of was assessing my jersey collection, and I was kind of trying to make a decision here on whether or not I should start selling. Like, I want to sell some of my jerseys, but I was thinking more so, okay, like which ones should I sell? Should I sell the stuff, like some of my 49er stuff? Bay Area throwbacks, he's like, what? Or should I be like sell, you know, or should I just sell stuff that I don't really? What it comes down to is, when I first started, I was getting back into my teams. You know, I was focusing specifically on my teams. And then now it's like kind of the tone of my collecting now is like, how many 49ers jerseys do you need? How many Golden State Warriors jerseys do you need? You know, and I was like, well, I don't know. You know, like I'm like you said, like you're the curator of your own collection. I'm trying to kind of figure out for myself, what would I be okay with parting with, more so like players that I didn't really watch play growing up, you know, or you know, like what has more sentimental value to me. Obviously, I'm a 49ers fan, so the bulk of my 49ers jerseys will have some significance to me than others. But then also on the flip side, there's other players that never played for the teams that I root for that have a very deep-rooted relationship with me, you know. And so, you know, I'm trying to slowly figure out here, like, what am I going to do? And, you know, it's one of those constant battles that you have with yourself. You know, at least I know for me, I have that battle. And I know Snacks, I know you kind of touched on it last week, you know, where you were bringing it up. Like,
I could definitely give you some advice if you ever want to start selling it the way I did it. I think I've spoken about this before. Your best bet is on a cool day, whatever, put some of your favorite music on, have your jerseys out. 3 categories: the hell no, the maybe, and this shit gotta go. The ones that you hell no, just put them to the side. You know you're never gonna part with them. The maybes, put them on, see how you feel with it. Look at, you know, see how you feel. All right, I kind of still like this jersey. Boom. Those are the maybe list. The ones that you like for sure, like, I don't know why the fuck I bought this. Get rid of that. I think you should just start with that third category, the hell no's. Like, I have no emotional attachment to this. This is just a spontaneous buy. I'm probably never gonna wear this jersey. Start with that, and then move yourself to the maybes, and let's do the same thing with the maybes. So that's just a little piece of advice for me. When you start selling, if you're on the fence, I think you have to strategize and really, really look at your jerseys and really put them on. Actually put them on and see how it feels. Because some jerseys you're like, oh, I'll never sell it. You put it on and like it feels weird, or it looks weird on you, or you don't like the way it fits and just wasn't what it seems, and that might turn into a maybe pile. So I'll always use 3 piles. That's just a little word of advice if you ever start deciding to sell your jerseys. It's a good way to start.
Got you. Yeah, no, that's some great advice, you know, because I'm looking at my collection and I'm just like, damn, dude, like I don't even know where to begin. You know, like how do I start picking and choosing? And you know, it's also interesting because we have Mighty Fan in here who doesn't sell anything, you know, so that's a whole different perspective in itself. But Mighty, like I don't know, like you hear us talking about this, like how do you? What's your take on how we like assess this?
I mean, you know, everyone has their way of doing it, and that's fine. I mean, me, I'm not a seller. I'm never going to sell. I buy these for a reason because I like them. I have a passion, you know, and I'm not saying people who sell don't, not at all. It's just me personally, I can't get rid of this stuff. You know, I want to keep it. I want to have it, and I will be doing this for the foreseeable future. You know, it's not something that I think, you know, I've always said this, and everyone who collects, we collect because it's just in our DNA. This is what we do. You can try to suppress it all you want. You can go away from it, but you're going to go after something. It might not be jerseys. You might kind of lean somewhere else, but there's always something that you're going to surround yourself with. You know, now you might get a lot of stuff and sell all that stuff and then try to find other things, but it's a continuous cycle. But my mentality is that I buy because I want it, and I'm going to hold on to it. It doesn't enter my mind to sell because I just don't feel I have to. You know,
has it ever like went through your mind though at some point in your life, like, you know, like for instance, I don't mean to bring up like personal stuff, but like, you know, you were open about your situation before you got your house, you know, like, was there a time in your life where you were like, man, I don't know if I'll be able to take all this stuff with me. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, did you ever experience something like that during that time?
I think it got to the point, at least with when I was going after the Mighty Mouse stuff, where I got to a point where I did think, okay, I accomplished everything I wanted to with this. There really wasn't anywhere else to go. But with the jerseys, you know, there's always something, because you can get the stuff that's already made. You can go to custom route and have stuff made for you. There's new stuff coming out all the time, and that's just it's an endless cycle. And for me, it's something that still gives me a lot of pleasure. And you know, I always kind of cringe, you know, when you get the, you know, and I'm not you know, hating or trying to put people down, but you get the heads, you know, who you use the word retire. You know, you retire from a job. Like, if I ever use that word, it's going to be for what I do for work. I'm never going to say I'm going to retire from collecting or, you know, something that I have a great passion for, because that's just not the mentality that I have. You know, this is not stopping, you know, and I'm in a different situation. I understand that than others might be. I'm a single man. I don't have any girlfriend or wife or kids. I'm not a family person. I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. So
don't you want those things?
No.
But why? I'm sorry. I like, I'll be whatever the asshole in the room. I'm not judging you or anything like that. But why? It's almost like you almost like I said, you do whatever you want. You're a grown ass man. But I'm just a person listening to you. I'm just listening to you. I'm because we're friends, and I just want the best for you, health wise, life wise. I want you to experience love, all that good stuff, man. So this is all coming from a good place. Like, it's almost like, from me, what I'm hearing is you just giving up on any possibility of love, any possibility of relationship, any possibility of any kind of growth in life, and you're just content with your jerseys and you're good, and you're gonna die with your jerseys and you're happy with that.
I'm happy being single. It's not something that I think about. It's just not. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know the reasons why. It's just I know I'm happy with where I am. I like being alone. I like being in my own place, doing my own thing, whatever I want to do, as long as it's, something legal, I'm not going to say, I'm going to go rob a bank or something, but I go out, I do what I want to do. I'm happy. There is such a thing as being happy, being single. You don't have to find that person in your life to make you happy. I'm happy just being me. I'm happy doing what I do. This is my house. This is my place. And when I wanted to go do something, I go do it. I don't feel like I have to do it with someone else. It's just not something that enters my mind. And that might sound weird to some people, and it is what it is. But everyone has to be happy with what their life is, whether it's in a relationship, finding that that soulmate, that right person. And there's people that just never find it. And that might be me. And I'm not putting myself down. I'm just saying that this is just something that I tried that. And just it was not a good experience, and I'll just end it at that. So I'm in a good place.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. Like me and my girl went to your house, and my girl, she's very grateful. She thinks you're an awesome person and shit like that. And she had on the drive up, she was concerned. I was like, so what happens if something happens to, God forbid, something happens to Mighty Fan? With the state is probably gonna take all your jerseys because you don't have do you have a game plan for? It's a sucky thing to think about, but it's life and it can happen any time. I'm just saying whatever. I cannot wake up tomorrow and whatever. But do you actually have a game plan, or is this a burden that you're gonna just have like I say you don't have no children. I don't have no kids either, but you don't have no I don't know the people in your life, but do you have an actual game plan if something happens, and what happens to all your jerseys? You know what I'm saying? Your collection,
It will go to the Smithsonian. We'll get it in a museum.
That'd be cool.
It I don't know. I mean, that's as we all know, you can't take it with us, and obviously, unfortunately, what happened, with some of our those in our community in recent time, we know there's that other side to it. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that all this stuff is going with me in the casket or whatever, so obviously something's going to happen, and it will have to get divided some way or form, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. At this point, like I said, though, I mean, as far as the right now, I'm just going to continue to do what I do and, just live my life. And that's all you can do. At the end of the day, that's really all any of us can do, whether you're in that happy relationship or whether you're a single man like myself. As long as you are living your life to the best you can, that's really all anybody can do, and that's all anyone can ask to do. I mean, yeah, there's.
And by the way, I'm not saying because you're not in a relationship doesn't mean you can't be happy. I'm not. That wasn't my point at all about you being single. I'm just saying as a friend, I can consider you a friend. Sure. I want to see the best for you. I want to see you strive. I'm not saying you're not. And obviously, you have a home, you have an amazing job, you got people. You're surrounded by people that love you. That should matter. But it's just one of those things. It's man, I know how much of a good guy you are. I wish somebody else would see that. You know what I'm saying? Or I would love for you to experience different things in your life. You know what I'm saying? So
I will say this, and I don't want to sound too, go on a certain level here, but the situation with my mom, and what's been going on with her, she's doing good, by the way, but she's in assisted living, and seeing some of the people in that place that she's in, It's a scary thing. I mean, it really is, because you have a lot of people in there. She's not really one of them, but you have a lot of other elderly people in there, and they have these blank, just looks like they're alive, but they're almost like not there. They're there, but they're not there. It's a tough thing. You know, I don't know if anyone's had to deal with this type of situation or not, but when you go to one of those places, and I mean, you really have to be ready for it, because you will see things.
I personally work as a maintenance tech in a you know, in the same place, and we've walked into situations where somebody just passes away on their sofa alone, and nobody's there to. I'm sorry, Rez. I'm sorry we're going to this whole different level, but yeah, I've the saddest thing, like my biggest fear is just dying alone and not having anybody by my side. You know what I'm saying? Like to have, because my girl, she works with assistant with elderly people and stuff like that. And when somebody passes away in their house, there's nobody. They have nobody, no family, no kids, nobody to report it to. They just pick up the body, and that's it. Cremate them, and no family to report to or anything like that. That's like really, really sad. You know what I'm saying? Like they just died alone in a room, living by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's a scary thought.
I was so afraid early in the process, and Rez, we'll hop back into the main topics after this. But I was so afraid. This is before my mom even had to go to the hospital for the first time earlier in the year. But she had some issues with, getting around a little bit and some memory and whatnot. And I had tried to call her and I couldn't get a hold of her. And it wasn't it wasn't a commonplace of me not being able to get a hold of her, in her where she used to live in her apartment nearby. So I got so afraid. I drove over there, and all these thoughts are going through my mind about what I'm going to see when I get in there. Because it's just something you don't want to mentally, but you're trying to mentally prepare yourself. And wouldn't you know it, when I got in there and I got in the door and I'm going into the one of the main hallways, she had been doing a run of laundry from the laundry room, and it took her a little extra time to finish the laundry and to come up back to her apartment. And I was coming into the hall, and she was coming back down the other way, wheeling the cart with the laundry bag in it. And I just had this big, like, oh my goodness, big thing of relief just seeing her, because I was mentally prepared for the worst. It's a scary thing, it really is. And as you say, Snacks, I mean, it's one of those things that you do have to kind of mentally be ready, and you just never know what life's going to throw at you. But listen, we talk about these jerseys, and this is all an escape, right? If you collect anything, whether it's jerseys or sneakers or cards or Funko Pops or whatever it is, action figures, it's an escape. Yes, you're passionate about it, but it's an escape from the real world situations that are all around us. And maybe in a way that's why we have that gene in us, because we feel like we need to do this even more than maybe other people who don't collect as much. But it never leaves you. I mean, my dad used to collect stamps when I was younger, and then he kind of stopped. And after he retired in recent years, he went back to collecting stamps again. And he can tell you everything there is to know about these rare stamps, and this is why this stamp is more valuable than this one, and this is, from this country or origin, and this and that and the other thing. I got such a kick out of it. It was, I think, a year or two ago, Slim was visiting. I think it was around Father's Day. And I went to visit my dad. I took Slim. We went up there to where my dad lived. My dad and my stepmom lives. And we're just sitting around talking. And my dad is talking to Slim about his stamps. And Slim is talking to him about the jersey. And the two of them are just having this conversation about collecting. And I just got such a kick out of that. Because, my dad's talked to me too, but just kind of seeing him interact with someone else, just finding a commonality there with collecting. That's just the way we would talk to each other about collecting the jerseys or what have you, right? It was interesting. I'm like, this is my dad doing that, and sometimes I get a little worried, talking to my dad about collecting and all, because he worries sometimes about the money that goes into it and whatnot. But he said once a while ago to my mom, he said, that's just how he's wired. This is what he does. This is who he is, and this is what he's always going to be. So seeing that my dad, going on in great detail to Slim and myself about stamps, and this is, this stamp and that stamp and the other thing, that was just super cool. And I'm glad to have had that, that opportunity to do that with my dad and Slim last year.
I don't mean to cut you off, Mighty, but I kind of wanted to ask TJ and
Sure, go ahead.
They've been kind of quiet in this chat, just looking all serious, man. But
I'll shut up.
No, you're good, man.
Listening.
I just kind of wanted to get like your guys' thoughts on it as well, because I don't know how old TJ you are, man, but I know you have a family, like you have a child, right? I believe.
Yeah, I got 2 kids.
Okay, so
to bed right now.
all right, for sure. So for somebody in your like position, who's a father, who is also collecting, and then you hear these conversations with other collectors, which you hear, like, how do you assess it? Like, what's your take on collecting right now in your life?
I mean, I've been collecting since I was a kid. I mean, I started off with Hot Wheels, then I went with cards. Then, I mean, I've had all my video games. Every video game I've ever had, I've never sold it. I've had it ever since then. I still have the boxes for them, all that stuff. It's just something that I'm stuck with. Like, and then I'm into sports, so I have like multiple outlets. So like what Diddy said is like I'll get into, like, a couple months ago I bought like 4 or 5 fishing poles. They're just sitting there. I've used a couple of them, and then recently in the past couple weeks I've been getting back into hats. So I've been Hat Club, all the other places, and just buying drops and here and there. So I mean, I kind of just space it out, but I don't think I'll ever stop. It's just I have too many different outlets. I'll stop doing one thing and then just hop on to the other.
Do you ever sell stuff?
I sold my sneakers. I got out of the sneaker game probably right when I got married.
That's a smart man.
And then I used to buy all the Jordans. I had them all.
Yeah.
And then I just noticed the quality wasn't there because I would let them sit and then I'd wear them. And then, like, the military 4s, I'd wear those. And then all of a sudden they start cracking on the soles, and I'm like, I paid $200 for this. And I was like, I just started selling them all and started buying other stuff and getting into other hobbies. So.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I personally, for me, like, if I were to let go of something like that I collect, just kind of give up like cold turkey, I think the sneakers, I'd come at peace with myself letting go of my sneakers. I think out of my own.
I figure I can wear my jerseys when I'm 80. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna wear my sneakers when I'm 80. They'll probably be beat up by then.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I have other stuff that I got into once I moved to Florida, but I don't want to. I just don't want to say it on here.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't know how it goes about. So
that's all good, man. What about you, Bay Area? Somebody I met you in person, so getting the vibes from you, man. You seem like you got some bread, bro. You got that teacher money, bro.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. So, what was I gonna say? I mean, I actually went into that. I've been in that stage before when I was younger, where I was maybe around I'm 30 right now. About maybe 8-9 years ago, I was like 21, 22 when I was just in college, bagging groceries and stuff like that, and obviously wasn't making that much. So there was a point where I didn't have a lot of money. So and that was at a time where I used to collect all teams. It wasn't just my team. So I had all type of jerseys of, whatever. If I like the jersey and I could get it, I'll get it. Mm-hmm. And when I realized my money was low, I sold off all my jerseys that weren't for my teams. And then any jerseys that were my teams that I didn't like the size. So kind of like what Snacks was saying a little bit. So I kind of did that, but you know, that was then. That was kind of more than the necessity of needing money. Now I'm fortunate enough where, you know, I mean, I'm able to kind of get the jerseys I want. So it's fun to be able to finally do that, because it took me a while to get through college. It took me a while to, you know, have a good amount. I've always been good with saving money, but obviously when you're making $9.50 an hour, it's, you could save, but it's not that much opposed to, you know, having a career and a salary and stuff like that. And the other thing is, I mean, I don't deal with 11 and 12-year-olds all day to not, you know, spend money on stuff I like. So it's kind of, you know, something that I like to do. But I'm also, you know, I also make sure that my jersey collecting doesn't get in the way of making memories. Like, me and my girl have already been on trips. We're planning a trip to either New York or Houston in a couple weeks. We got another trip already planned and a San Diego trip. So my thing is, if my jerseys and whatever I collect gets in the way of making memories and living life, then that's when I gotta, you know, cut it there, or you know, slow down. But as long as it's not doing that, as long as I have my separate account where I'm saving money strictly for, you know, when I want to buy a house one day or any of that stuff, and I have my money straight there, then to me it's not an issue. I always have a certain amount in my main bank account I want, and it recently got around to that limit, which is at least about 5-6 months worth of. If I was to get fired or something, at least I know I'm good for 6 months. And it was which is still a good amount for me. So it just finally got around that amount. So like right now, I'm not looking for any jerseys. I'm just, if it comes up, I'll buy it for a good price. Like Snack showed me the old school Ebbets jersey. I got that for less than 100, so I was willing to get that. This one is one I've been wanting for over 10 years, and it came up, so I said, you know, screw it, I'll buy it. But right now, I'm not going on eBay or anything, because I'm just like, if it comes in my face, I'll get it. But if not, I'm not looking until, you know, a couple paychecks when I get my bank back to where I want it. But I mean, for me, like I said, if it's not, and I don't want any kids, so it's not something I need to prepare for. I'm good off just having my girl, my friends, my family, and leaving it at that. I don't want kids.
You said you didn't want kids?
No, I'm good off kids. I feel like to have kids, you have to have like a burning desire to want to be a parent. I see too many crappy parents every single day as a teacher. And personally, I'm fine living my life with just, you know, my girl, my family, and my friends, and doing my thing without worrying about a kid. I got 70 kids a day, and I can say bye to them at 3:40, leave it at that. So for me, it's like I don't have to worry about that aspect, at least. So like I said, I mean, as long as I'm making memories, doing my thing every weekend with my girl, and taking care of business, paying my bills, I don't see myself really needing to, you know, necessarily stop. But like right now, I'm slowing down a little bit for a while, save up, and then, you know, if I want to buy anything, I can. So that's me.
I got you. Yeah, no, those are all great perspectives, and everybody's in a different situation, obviously. You know, for me, you know, I'm kind of in that point too. Like, my headspace right now is kind of like where Snacks was last week when he was talking about it. You know, like just this past weekend, like I went to my local mall and I ended up fucking buying one of, you know, this right here, this Undertaker collectible statue. And I'm like, okay, for one, like I don't collect like wrestling toys, so why the hell is this the first one that I collected? You know what I mean? I just saw it and I was like, this is so dope, you know, and it's cool. But like, I mean, obviously I was able to afford it, but like, do I need this? Like, do I need any of this stuff? No, I don't. But you know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like I have to constantly like check myself every time. And it's like I just can't seem to get away from this stuff. Like, I feel like the only way I could get away from it is if I just like disappear in the wilderness with no internet, no eBay, nothing. You know, and I was talking to my girl about this. I don't know if she's watching, because usually she's in here watching, but like I was talking to her about this the day that after we went live, and also when King had his video, and I was just explaining to her, like, you know, like I want to be able to spend and create memories with you. Like, I want to be able to do more things. And sometimes, you know, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes money is an issue because of, you know, like spending and shit. Like, I'm still able to have a roof over my head. I pay my bills, but it's like I had to give up something in order for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? And if it's giving up memories, like me being able to go out there in August to celebrate, you know, with you guys, or you know, whatever the case may be, it's like, it just sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, this stuff is still going to be here, you know? And I don't know, man. It's like one of those things where, like, as a collector, like, you have to really check yourself. You know what I'm saying? And like, for me, like, I'm going to be moving out my crib pretty soon and having, you know, this new chapter with my girl. And I don't even know what that's going to look like. Like, I don't know what my situation is. I don't know what the space is going to look like. But it's kind of like I'm living it day by day, but it's like I could be doing so much better, like trying to prepare for that. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, why can't I stop? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but
you gotta think 10, 15 years from now, are you gonna look back and be like, man, that jersey or that toy I got was so dope? Or are you gonna think about, you know, the memories you can make with your girl? You know what I mean? I'm sure those are gonna give you more satisfaction down the line. So just gotta try to keep that in mind, I guess.
It's hard. Yeah, no, it's definitely hard because, like, I feel like a lot of the times we live in the moment. And, you know, sometimes, like, now that I'm 34, you know, turning 35 later this year, like, I've never thought like this before. Like, when I was in my 20s, didn't even occur to me. Like, not even once, man. I was like, I don't care, dude. I can make this money up later, you know? And now that I'm, you know, like I said, I'm going to be getting married in a couple of months here, and I got suited up for my, you know, my attire. It's like, it's hitting me hard now, you know, like, it's really hitting me. It's like, dude, like, I really need to stop. Like, I need to check myself, and I really need to focus on this wedding, and I need to focus on the next chapter in my life, you know? And it's hard because, like, you know, obviously me on YouTube, and I see the comments and I hear everybody, yo, Rez, when are we going to see that new 49ers review? And I'm just like, I don't even have that jersey in my collection. Like, TJ, like, you messaged me like the day that it dropped, like telling me about it. And we had that conversation. And I was like, man, I don't know if I could drop $320, whatever the price it was or whatever. And I was like, this is getting crazy, you know? And it's just like, it's just going to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop unless I put a stop to it. You know, nobody could stop it except for me. You know, like, I'm the curator of my own collection. Like Max said, we are for our own collections, but it's like, you're the only person that has the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like, everybody else kind of has their own process with it. And, you know, with King Leo, like, I think he really broke it down, because I was reading some of the comments that some of his followers were leaving, and they were saying like, oh, you know, thank you for that advice. Like, I'm just starting to get into this now. Like, I wouldn't have known if you hadn't said this, or thank you for being open. But, you know, like, there was a comment that somebody left on my live stream last week saying that, like, oh, I like how King, like, keeps a balance. He knows. And I'm like, dude, like, what he tells you or what you see on there is not everything that, you know, he may be going through. And the fact that he did that video, like, opened a whole different conversation as collectors or people who are getting into collecting. So, you know, I commend him for doing it. And, you know, these live streams, this is the whole purpose of doing it, is to have these real life conversations about everything else in between. Because people see videos of doing an unboxing, doing a review, doing a vlog, or whatever the case may be, but they don't realize that there's a lot of time invested with it. You know, you got to put in a lot of work, you know, editing the videos, finding the place to shoot, like, whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna, like, quit cold turkey, but, like, I'm really analyzing myself. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what do I need to do? You know, what do I need to do to be able to move forward to this next stage in my life? You know what I'm saying? And fortunately, like, the stuff that I have holds some sort of monetary value, so I could always recoup it and make the money. But, like, it's just a matter of just fucking, like, ripping the Band-Aid off and doing it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I find myself having these battles with myself in my head, you know, trying to convince myself otherwise. And I don't know if you guys go through that.
Yeah, I could say that, you know, I've gone through a couple different, you know, versions of collecting. just in jerseys. And I went through the stage, you know, in my early 20s where I was like, I'll buy anything that drops. Like, you know, if there were 10 jerseys dropping, I was buying 8, you know, out of a Mitchell and Ness release. And then I started to realize like that wasn't really sustainable or necessary for myself, you know, buying jerseys for guys that I was like, you know, they're okay, but like, did I really need like 3 different versions of the mid 2000s Detroit Pistons? You know, like they were cool. They you know, they're a memorable team, I guess, but, and nothing against any Pistons fans out there, but like, they're not my squad, not even close to it as a Celtics fan. So I was like, why do I have these on the rack, you know? And so I started to look at that, and then I did what we talked about last week and just completely removed myself from buying jerseys and also the communities, because I felt like, man, you know, you start seeing what other people are getting, you start getting ideas, you go to eBay, you start searching for stuff. And I was like, you know, I think that's kind of just adding fuel to the fire. So I took a break from that, but I realized that my mental wasn't strong at that point. Like, removing myself completely from it wasn't necessarily the answer for me. So then when I came back, I really just enjoyed the community, you know, trying to make connections with people. And then I kind of limited myself to what I was going to pick up, you know? So like when I first came back in, I was like, I'm just going to get 2 Patriots jerseys every year, home and away, 1 purchase a year. I can like put it on the calendar. And then whatever LeBron James jerseys come out, like that's really all I was focused on. And, you know, I would say that over the last 2-3 years, that's expanded, you know, like then I was like, oh, I want to get my Hank Aaron jerseys back. So whenever there was an opportunity to pick up a Hank Aaron jersey that I'd let go, I was grabbing it. And then it went to the City Edition jerseys. And, you know, now I've started to dip my toe into the hockey jerseys. So, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely at that position right now where I need to start kind of like playing check-in on myself and really kind of think about what my focus is going to be for this year. And I really do think that I'll probably continue getting the City Edition jerseys of players and styles that I like. You know, the LeBron jerseys, if that son of a, you know, whatever retires. Then just, you know, I don't even do the new Patriots jersey every year thing anymore. I think, you know, every other year is probably pretty appropriate, but, you know, I think stuff like that's kind of healthy to do. It kind of still gives you that itch to scratch, but it's not to the point where you know, you've got a 30 to 40 long jersey list and you're talking about thousands of dollars. It's keeping a little bit more manageable, but that's something for me that works. But even with that being said, you know, I find myself at times getting carried away because I've done it in the past. And, you know, I tell myself in the mind that, oh, well, you know, even if you get in over your head, like there are avenues that you can use to get out of it. And that's kind of a false sense of comfort, you know? So, you know, I think you're doing the right things by asking the questions. And I think, you know, the tip that Snack shared, if you do decide you want to sell some stuff, I think that makes sense. And I would say that out of the things I've sold, I probably regret selling maybe like 25% or less. A lot of the stuff I sold, I don't really think about or miss, but, you know, for every 10 or 15 jerseys of those that I've done that and I haven't missed them, there may be a couple, you know, that I wish I hadn't sold. But I've also been able to acquire, actually as of today, I just filled another spot for one of the Hank Aaron jerseys that I sold. So now I'm down to just 2 that I need that have been produced like outside of customs. So, you know, if you're patient, you're selective, those things can come back to you too. So.
It's awesome. Yeah, no, that's well said. And I think that's a good plan.
Hey,
works for you.
Rez, have you ever tried, like after making so many like purchases, then set aside like, hey, I'm gonna go do like
make an event or go down to LA, or I think if you set aside like, hey, after so many purchases of doing this set amount, then I got to set aside for let's go do this or let's go do that. I think that's a healthy outlet. That way you still kind of get, you're not quitting cold turkey, but then you're also doing experiences instead of just like, because what fuels it is social media, like going on YouTube, eBay. You see somebody like, oh, okay, I want to get this, and like, oh, what about that? What about this? And it's like, if you just set yourself up for a certain amount, just like what Bear throws back his money account, like you put a certain amount, like this is how much I'm messing with. Once I reach that, I gotta go do an experience. Like I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go to Joshua Tree, or I'm gonna go to Texas, or I'm gonna go.
I do want to go here, by the way. That's I definitely want to go and check out Joshua Tree. That place I heard is really nice. But no, yeah, like absolutely, man. Like we just a couple of weeks ago, me and my fiance went out to LA. We went on that little mini trip, and that was really nice. To create that memory. Something like that, very local, still within the state is doable, but like if I want to plan a trip like outside of the country or something, that's obviously going to be a little more money, and I probably wouldn't have been able to make that work in that short time frame if my girl wanted to do that at that time, because I just that's going to cost.
You got Napa, you got Lake Tahoe. I mean, those are all within like an hour, or Tahoe's probably like 2.5.
Yeah, it's not that far at all. So it's definitely my headspace right now with it is, like I said, like I want to create memories over buying like this stuff, you know what I'm saying, and it's not to throw shade or anything at like collecting, because this is always going to be a part of me, you know what I'm saying. Like I feel like you mentioned, TJ, like social media really plays a role in influencing you to buy stuff, you know what I'm saying. Like indirectly, like I'm noticing, like with people leaving comments, people DMing me, like, oh, Rez, like did you get the new city editions, or did you get the new 49ers Elite, how does this look, can you do a review on this? I'm like, I don't have it. I can't do a review on it if I don't have it, and I don't want to just buy stuff to do reviews, because then I'd put myself in an even deeper hole than I'm in. You know what I mean? And it's a balance. It's a balance for sure, because sometimes I feel like I need to disappear from YouTube, and I don't want to do that. I definitely don't. I feel like you could still be on here and limit yourself, with the amount that you buy or whatever. And it's one of those things where, like I just have to really be more self-aware, and I have to have like the willpower to, like King said, stick to the script. You know what I'm saying? Because I've kind of gotten to the point now where it's like my collection, like at least for my jersey aspect of things, like I'm okay with it. Like if I had to, just say, okay, that's it, you can't buy anymore, I'd be pretty comfortable with it. And then even with the sneakers too, the sneakers, I'm definitely like, I've already reached a point where I'm just like, if I get it, great. If I don't, I'm not gonna lose sleep. So,
well, you can go.
No, go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, if you want to talk about the whole YouTube thing, I mean, people love your vlogs, so I mean, you could turn a trip into you still providing YouTube content while still making that memory with your girl or whoever you want. So you can kind of kill two birds with one stone by doing stuff like that, because your vlogs are always good. So I'm just saying, like, you can still keep your content coming without it being, clothing or item related. It could be, vlogs or trips.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, I could always rely on people like Big Slim to put my face on blast eating Del Taco for the first time.
I was worried myself. I knew he was going to get me.
Yo, you notice anytime I take a sip of a drink, even I turn my camera off because I know he's looking. He's waiting to snipe me.
But I will say this: it is fun, and I was inspired by Rez's LA vlog, which was an awesome vlog, Rez.
Thank you.
And when I went to Maryland, I'm like, I got to do a vlog here, And I knew Slim was going to get me with when I taking a bite. But I have to do this. This looks so fun. Let me do my bit for it. And Slim got me. But I knew going in he was gonna freeze frame me taking a bite. But it's fun. And even that, it was like, it's just 2 hours away. But it was fun to get out and do something, have some fun with some friends. I know Nostalgia Boy was there, Peter Tom Willis, and of course Slim. And it was cool. I'm not a big traveler. I'm not like, oh, I'm just going to go on a road trip. I mean, I've been telling him I want to go visit for a while. And, let me just do it. I mean, I know some time ago, Slim and I took a road trip up to meet Snacks in Connecticut. And, that's the type of stuff I don't do as often as maybe I should. But, it's fun to do it, and you can do vlogs and you can eat something and Slim will get that grab.
You got me.
Man, I'm gonna have to eat on the back porch, man. This is bad.
You got me. So you're not alone, Mike.
Eating like this.
Yeah.
My bad. Snacks, you were gonna say something, right?
I'm good.
Yeah, no, so yeah, like the vlog stuff is really fun. I really enjoy that because I feel like it adds another element to my channel, and my personality puts it out there, because there's more to me than just collecting, jerseys or whatever the case may be. I mean,
you're good at it too.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I don't know what I'm doing half the time, but I figured it's working. It's getting views, and I can monetize it. So. Yeah, no, like I definitely want to do other things. I have so many other ideas that I want to put on the channel, but I just need to figure out time and how I want to do it. But yeah, that's something that I don't want to, close the door on is my YouTube channel, because I don't.
Yeah.
Like I'm as passionate as I ever was when I first started. It's still there, even when I was gone for 6 years. Like I still feel that passion to make content, and I try to do it consistently. And I might not upload every day like King Leo does, but like I'm trying like to keep the page fresh and relevant. So I do these live streams. Borscht said to vlog the wedding. I don't know if I could do that. That's I think I'm gonna have my hands tied with that one. But let's see what K Dubbin says. I've cut down picking up significantly and have stuck to a few focal points in my collection, which has made it much more enjoyable for me. Yeah, no, for sure. I think like King mentioned, I'm going back to his video. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out, because he really touched a lot of great points in it. But he was saying that like when you start letting stuff go, for him, like, he starts to feel his mental health starts to feel like better than it was, because he doesn't feel like, I don't know if you saw his video, but like he's literally sitting in his room, his collection room, and he does not have much space to move. Like there's shoe boxes, there's like a Z rack like right on his elbow. And yeah, he was just saying like, he has process of elimination, going through his collection. And then he even mentioned like selling some of his authentics, his authentic jerseys. He mentioned having a Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott, which he was like, I'm not even fans of them. I just bought the jersey because. So yeah, man, it's something that we all need to understand as collectors, and whether you want to agree with it or listen to it or not, just take it with stride, man, because this is some really, like, you're getting some golden nuggets here with this advice, man. So where's like where are we at though? Like, since we're halfway through the year, like have we changed our perspective from January up until now in June, or are we still kind of like trying to figure that out?
I think if I remember, one of the things I wanted to do more of this year was the custom stuff, and that really didn't. I still have to make my first order with True, and that would be probably July. But it's just, I don't know, man. There's so much stuff out there. It's like, oh, okay, well, this year I'm just going to focus more on custom stuff, and then it all goes to hell. But there's actually a seller on eBay that I want to get more from. They do custom Majestic, baseball jerseys and lots of good stuff. And it's every time I think, okay, I can focus here, that I can't. The wandering eyes just go everywhere, and it just falls apart real quick.
Just to highlight the comment, John, the Kobe High School jersey.
Yeah,
hit up this man below me.
That's right.
Yeah, that's probably, I've had enough interest in that'll probably be one of the pre-made styles that I offer. I probably not this year, but maybe early next year, maybe the anniversary of his passing, something like that. Sorry, Snack. But, I
can't go a day
think
without it.
Yeah.
I won't do any weird, artistic interpretations of him in heaven or anything with it. I promise.
Bet.
But yeah, so this is an interesting question. That's one way to do it, Joe Mama. You can definitely send a blank that you have. In the Curry San Francisco throwback is happening this year, so that's already on my list for before the end of the year. I'm hoping to start with pre-made stuff, as I've been talking about, in August. So, but I've got to work through all the stuff that's outstanding right now. But I'm hoping to offer that starting in August, and then having 2 styles each month.
Well,
so that's been the biggest change.
2X aside for me in that one, Mac.
I got you. Yeah, and the LeBron jerseys too. And but yeah, that's the biggest change for me, is refocusing on that. I was kind of thinking about a way that I can kind of make some financial progress and also kind of make the hobby pay for itself. And that's one way that I had brainstormed years ago to give myself a tool to be able to do that. But the way that I was doing it wasn't working. It wasn't the right experience for people that I felt comfortable portraying. So I had to reassess things, take a look at things. And I think that the reimagined version of Rivalry is going to be maybe a little bit less customization for some people, but I think the benefits of being able to order a jersey on Monday and receive it on Thursday are going to be enough to kind of outweigh that customization option, because I'm not going to pick boring, run-of-the-mill stuff to make. So it'll be unique things that aren't offered and wildly available. But yeah. So.
Hey,
yeah.
I see.
That wasn't a shot. I'm just saying, I wouldn't. I'm not going to make.
I'm just fucking around.
I know. But I'm not going to make something that Mitchell and Ness has made for 20 years incorrectly, even though that has happened.
Well, so I have a question. Do you plan on hiring models that will be putting on jerseys coming out of the bathroom?
That's a good question. Yeah, I got a couple of friends that could probably take care of that. So
got you. That's the wave now, man. That's what everybody's doing.
I guess so.
They're doing it.
Hey, I see. Mike H told me he's backstage waiting to get in, so I'm gonna hop off and let someone else in.
All right, man. I appreciate
you guys. Later.
For sure.
Go Dubs.
Yes, sir. What's going on, Mike?
Evening, gentlemen. I kind of wish Bay Area didn't have to jump off, but apparently the bandwidth is kind of limiting.
Yeah, I have the basic version, so I'm only allowed to have 6 people, myself included, on screen. So don't take it like I'm not letting you in on purpose. I can't let anybody in unless if there's more.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, the bandwidth. If Bay Area, if you're still there, man, hang in there, because I'm going to be really brief. For one thing, I'm on the clock too myself, but this conversation, listening to it, it makes me think about a very important video that Mighty Fan did some years ago. And as far as I'm concerned, Fan, it's an extremely important video for all of us who collect and particularly the young cats coming in, where we talk about prioritizing, and you were mentioning your personal situation with a remark about how you spend money, basically prioritizing things. Do you recall that video?
Yeah, I think I remember the one you're referring to.
Yeah, that hey man, really, thank you for doing that, for putting things in balance and perspective, hopefully. And I say that because, believe it or not, gentlemen, the perfect jersey came across or has been on eBay for about maybe a month, 3 weeks. Nobody touched it, probably because of the price. I could have gotten it anytime, but again, prioritizing. There were things I wanted to do, needed to do. So I figured it would still be there. Sure enough, when I was ready to get it, it was gone.
Mm.
Oh well, no big deal. This jersey was a 80s Sandknit Sixers home that I'm sure Mr. Middy is very familiar with. Number 30, front and back, no name on the back. Wow. But like I said, can't cry over spilt milk. And to your point about having experiences and doing whatever, yeah, there's like I said, things I wanted to do, needed to do. But again, it's just a jersey.
Yeah.
Well said.
Just a jersey.
Yep.
So, and I also got another home white Sixers jersey.
See, but that's the thing. That's the beauty of it. If you don't get it right away, there's still a chance. You just have to keep your eyes peeled.
True. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it on a certain degree, it kind of makes me wonder what else is really out there that has not been advertised or put up for auction, whatever, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
I was told by a very prominent individual who works for an NHL team that he has some old Sandknit stuff in his garage. Now, the condition is suspect, so we're talking about possible mold mildew. And I don't know how easy it is to get mold mildew out. I'm thinking it is. I'm not sure. No matter, I mean, if you use some type of sodium solution, I would think, but that's another topic. But again, he told me he had this stuff. I'm like, really? So what people have, even for what's being thrown up for old TV shows or TV shows that never made it to broadcast air, individuals putting them on YouTube. How do they acquire these things? You get what I'm saying? I mean, it's amazing. Continuing to your point, Mighty, in regards to priorities and jerseys and just life. Myself, I'm a single man, age 57, just dealing with the challenges of life. Also, in regard, I have no children. For me, life is just an experience. If it happens, it happens. But in regards to having a family, being married, I take that very seriously, mostly coming out of a single parent home myself. But it's the individual that you are with. What type of person are they? Not so much the qualities, but the quality of the individual. Because the last thing I want is to be married to someone who's going to say, I'm going to the club. No, I don't care what you have to say. I'm going to the club. Oh, and the baby's formula is warming up too. No. If I get in a relationship, hopefully we can do things together. So if we do get divorced, then she's entitled to half. Just joking.
Mm-hmm.
But in all seriousness, man, it's the quality of the individual, and given the state of mind of people nowadays, I'm not going to say it's scary, but you damn sure have to be very cautious. Some years ago, I was involved with a young lady who I believe was using drugs. She wouldn't fess up to it. Not to go into great detail, but it kind of gave me pause. But again, the individual that you're dealing with. How, are they really good? And especially if you want to try and raise a family, man. Wow. And even nowadays, I mean, I can't even imagine having raised a child within the last 20, 25 years to where we are now. Well, by this time, that child would have been grown. Hopefully, God forbid anything worse happens, like get caught up on whatever, drugs particularly, you know, that we're still dealing with that. Or if they fell on hard times, of course, as a parent, you try to help them out. But too many things are happening in the world, as I'm sure you gentlemen have seen and know. God forbid, these school shootings, man.
Yo, I don't mean to cut you off, man, but I kind of don't want to talk about that on the channel just because that stuff's really, you know, it's really controversial, you know, and I don't want to like open a can of worms with that conversation, but I get what you're saying, Mike.
Just about prioritizing, man. It's just the Jersey. And also, Mighty, you mentioned giving to the Smithsonian. Were you serious or were you just joking?
Well, it's like Indiana Jones used to say, it belongs in a museum. So,
Because
I don't think I have any pieces that are worthy of the Smithsonian, but
because I was going to say, culturally, I could see that if assuming they recognize it, but if you can find some museum or whatever that would be potentially interested, I have a collection of games where I contacted the Television Academy Arts and Sciences, the Emmy organization. I asked them if they would be interested in a collection of games I had, and at that initial contact, I was told yes. I called some years later just to double check, and I was told no. So there's some Fresno possibility.
I don't think no one's gonna. I don't think anyone's opening up a Mitchell and Ness wing or a, you know.
And on a remote possibility, contact the respective Hall of Fames. I've given a piece to the Basketball Hall of Fame, and most of the jerseys that they have on display, I'm confident they are in reproductions in most cases, because that's just my opinion. You know, naturally they got originals, but some of them are look a little too clean.
Hey, Jordan 96 All-Star Game jersey, I'm looking at you. I don't know if everybody remembers that story, but when Mitchell and Ness got that digit wrong and flipped, they actually got that jersey reference from the Hall of Fame. So the Hall of Fame actually had a non-game worn Jordan customized incorrectly jersey in their inventory that they thought was from the game. So
let's not forget about the Jordan 12 when they said it was, oh, they got an authentic Nike jersey. I'm like,
right,
what?
Yeah,
they was like they were champion.
Well, we got the picture from Nike. Well, that's great, but champion made
Nike.
So.
And then they deleted all the comments and disabled all the comments. Fucking Mitchell and Ness.
You will not read these comments.
Yeah, they.
Oh, really? Well. Wow. Let's see. There you go, gentlemen. There you go. Okay, guys. Like I said, I'm not going to be here too long. Thanks as always, Rez.
Of course,
panel.
Mike.
Appreciate it.
Right,
and again,
appreciate
Mighty, that video you did, very, very important as far as I'm concerned. Thank you for doing it.
No problem. Anytime. That's what I'm here for.
You got it.
Have a good night.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
You as well, bro. Yeah, no. So, just hearing, you know, like everybody's perspective on everything, you know, whether it be about jerseys, you know, I want to highlight Bay Area Throwbacks comment that he said, you know, it's really great how we've been able to turn Jersey talk into real life talk. Great community we got. I definitely agree. You know, I never expected that something of material value like this, you know, can really bring people together. And, you know, that's kind of what sports does. You know, I'm going to use a personal story of mine, and it's pretty unique considered compared to most people's stories. But like my brother, for those of you who don't know, he's actually a priest. And my brother and I, we don't really talk as much as we used to. But I noticed that when we do connect with each other, it's because of sports. That's a common understanding that we both have. You know, we always talk about the Warriors and the finals and all this stuff, and even with like football and stuff like that. And it's one of the last few things that I have with him that I could relate to him about, because you know he's in a different, like, his headspace is totally different than mine. But yeah, like that's like one of the last few things that brings me close to him is just that conversation with sports. And then also with my dad, you know, my dad is the one that got me into it at a young age. And you know, now that he's older and stuff like that, you know, I feel like we've kind of gone our separate ways, you know, now that I'm getting older and, you know, I'm going to start my own family soon, but we still manage to talk to each other about sports, which is a great thing. And, you know, like jerseys is a part of that, you know, it's basically the uniforms of sports, you know, most of the time. And yeah, man, it's just interesting how these types of conversations bring us like in a common room like this and just able to talk things out and get each other's opinions on certain things. So, I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. I had this whole thing in the back of my mind and I totally forgot what I was gonna say. But you guys have anything you want to add to this? Or are you guys good? Like, how's everybody doing right now? It's all quiet in here. Crickets chirping.
It's you know, sports is one of those things that just, you know, it brings people together for better or worse. You know, it's one of those, it's one of those, you know, it's like there's certain topics that, you know, are always gonna be big hitters, right? And sports is definitely one of them. It's it's a very opinion driven topic. It's real life. You know, there's games that happen all the time, and there's always talking points from different things, particularly in the playoffs, you know, or finals where we are right now. Rez, I want your honest opinion. I know they only made the Fanatic Swingman versions, but what in the heck is the deal with these things selling out in seconds? Seconds.
It's the hype, man. I mean, it's Warriors are in the finals. Everything's sold out. I tried to get the hat just a few days ago, and it's sold out everywhere. I went to my local mall, and they're like, "Oh no, we sold at the moment the Warriors."
Oh my god!
What?
I thought you Warrior fans would be used to this by now. You know, it's just like old hat. This is like, you know.
So you know what? Like, I'm honestly, I'm not gonna. I don't think you're probably not gonna see me wear that hat for a while. I do intend on buying it. I just don't. I can't justify paying.
Is it just limited supply? I mean, what in the world's going on?
You go on eBay right now and you type in NBA Finals 2018 or 2015. You can find these hats for like $10,
all day,
some change, you know. And I'm like, I'm not gonna buy into that hype where somebody right now in my area is like literally a few blocks from where I live. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. They want $75 for that hat. I'm like, yeah, you can get it online right now from Fanatics, free shipping.
Yeah. I know.
And it'll be delivered to your doorstep. No gas needed. You know, like so I'm not gonna lose sleep over that. Like if I'll get it at some point, but I'm not gonna pay top dollar for an overstocked hat, you know, and apparel.
I guess you can always go the route of getting the patch and having it put on the, you know, the jersey, but it.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know if they're gonna make more of those, or I don't know if I heard the team stores are offering that for like the Celtics, and I don't know, you guys can correct me on this, but like somebody posted on Kings, like they were wondering if it was true, but they add a patch on, like a finals patch for your jersey or something if you go there. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like,
Mac, is that true? Is that what's going on?
You're muted. Oh, he said 1 second. Yeah, it was
yeah. Somebody on Twitter posted that if you buy a Celtics jersey, they'll include the finals patch that you can get like pressed on and done later. But it's not going to be, I mean, I'm sure the last few years, the game patches are like rubberized.
Yeah.
There's actually, there's one person on eBay that's selling them. And unfortunately, you kind of have to do a deal with the devil if you want to get one. But I did send him the money to get one to put on my Black Mamba LeBron jersey, so that I'll have like a bubble Black Mamba jersey for LeBron. So, but there'll probably be something like that down the line. I'm sure those will surface at some point. I actually have been contemplating going down to the Garden to check things out and see what they have. I had a friend check for me in the first round to see if they had any of the City Edition jerseys down there, and he said that they were sold out. But they may still have the association and icon, maybe even the statement with the 75th stuff on it. So we'll see. I don't, that wasn't like really, that would be kind of a spur of the moment thing, because Boston's, it's accessible, like if it's planned, but it's not like it's 10 minutes from me, kind of like you with San Francisco. I think, Rez, like to go into the city, and it takes, it's going to take a day. So I've been trying to decide if that's something I want to do on Saturday or not, but we'll see.
Gotcha.
How about you, Rez? Are you planning any trips to the Chase Center during the finals, or just kind of take it by ear?
I want to go to a game. I really do, but when I saw those prices, man, I was like,
yeah, they've gone up about, I went in 2010 and they've doubled pretty much since then. So,
Jesus.
Yeah.
I was trying to look for it to go, but plane ticket right now is probably like $1,800.
Oh man, you're gonna be paying. Yeah, you're gonna be paying some.
Well, the crappy thing about it, I just found out. I haven't talked to my cousin in a while, but he's been a season ticket holder, so he's like, "Just come on down. I'll take you any game you want." I'm like, "Oh,
what?"
Yeah. He's like, and I
Wow.
asked him, I was like, "Well, did you get any?" Because he had his City jersey on. I'm like, "Did you get any?" He's like, "Yeah, I got a bunch of them." I was like, "Oh, damn! I should just hit you up."
Yeah, one of my buddies, he's a diehard Warriors fan. He's a season ticket holder too, and I asked, he was trying to sell me tickets against the Mavs series, and it didn't happen. I was almost gonna do it, but I didn't want to go by myself, and I couldn't find anybody in time to go with. But then when I hit him up for the finals, he was like, "Nah, I'm going to all the games." Like, "Yeah, bro."
Oh shit.
Can't spare me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is a hard thing, because like for me, when I went, I was like, yeah, I got no problem spending $450 to go to a Lakers Celtics finals game. But then when I go to all my friends, I'd be like, come on, like let's go. They're like,
that's a deal. $450,
no.
I'll pay that.
Yeah, I think $450 is within more
Hey,
reasonable
that's
range.
considered an experience, right?
It was an experience. It definitely was, and it was awesome. Like I remember it very vividly. It was the game where Big Baby and Nate Robinson went off. So around here they call it the Shrek and Donkey game. So it was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of cool, and this didn't hit me until the other day that in the NBA 75th anniversary season, you have two of the charter members playing against each other in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it because Game 2 is going to be on Sunday here in San Francisco. So I don't know. I have like a day or two to think about it, but
just check last minute.
Spread this out, don't they? Thursday, Sunday, huh?
Thursday, Sunday.
Yeah, that's brutal. You gotta love that scheduling.
But we'll see what happens, man. I think it's gonna be a good series, nonetheless, man.
I hope so.
All right, guys. Well,
Warriors in 6.
There you go.
You're going for the Warriors?
I mean, I'm not going for them, but I think they're gonna win.
Realistic. Yep.
I just don't think the Celtics are there yet, man. Like if they had been able to close some of those, like they closed that Heat series out in Game 5 or 6, or they didn't lose games. I mean, this team,
Oh,
I think they're like 8-2 on the road. They haven't been able to win big games at home. It's like the weirdest thing.
Celtics, Celtics are better at on the road than they are at home.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's weird.
Very strange. Yeah, they'll come out and just, all these turnovers, like messy with the ball. So, I mean, we'll see what happens.
I don't want to hear about turnovers.
Hey, man.
I should have been the Sixers.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good. I mean, this is definitely premature, man. But I just think that this is going to be a season that I'll remember for the rest of my life because, one, it's the 75th anniversary, so that adds that extra, flair, and two, it's just like I actually watched like almost every game, regular season and even postseason of this series, and to see how this built up, and then with Klay Thompson coming back, it's like a Cinderella story, man. See, not knowing where he was going to be, in his professional career and how physically battle tested he is. I know there was a lot of naysayers and stuff like that, but yeah, man. I mean, it's a beautiful thing about sports, man, and that's why I love the game. But I pretty much said everything I wanted to say in this live. I mean, unless you guys have anything that you wanted to add to the table, I kind of just wanted to piggyback a little bit off what King's video was, because I thought that was a really.
It was a really good video.
Yeah, he did a good job.
So, you guys have anything you want to add?
This ain't stopping.
I didn't think it's gonna stop. I mean, I wasn't trying. This live wasn't intended to have people stop collecting. I definitely don't want to scare people from collecting, because there's a lot of good with it. There's a lot. I have a blast doing this stuff. I love showing pickups. I love buying stuff. I love looking at my room and looking at everything that I accomplished. This is all me. So there's definitely a lot of good with it. He says you've spent that much on 2 jerseys. Go to the game race.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is, man. Fact.
That's your experience.
Crazy to think if the finals goes to 7 in Game 7 and the final day of the U.S. Open golf will be in Boston, so it'll be packed crazy. Ooh, I did not know that.
Will Game 7 be in Boston?
Game 7 is in San Francisco.
They're opening in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Is he talking about golf though, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it sounded like he was trying to say the U.S. Open and the finals Game 7 would be in Boston.
I thought it was at home or in Golden State.
Yeah, I thought Golden State had home court, but
is it not in Golden State? Game 7?
No, it is. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because they have home court advantage. So the first 2 games are going to be here.
Yeah.
The next 2 will be there, then here, then there, and then.
Hey, it would be a big sports day, that's for sure. I mean, I'm not a golf watcher, but
he won't go to 7 anyway.
And Game 7, I'd be up for a Game 7, that's for sure.
We're gonna see Rez courtside? Nah, man. I can't
that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. With his camera. With
a Donald Coyle jersey. And his Nina belt.
Dude, have you seen the prices? Nosebleeds are like $800.
Come on, Rez, you and
I'm like, let's go. Buy now.
Damn.
Just rip the Band-Aid off.
I don't even want to see courtside prices, dude. I'm probably gonna faint.
Oh, that would be too good. Rez and Cena, courtside at the game.
One of my
get the seat next to Dr. Disrespect, Rez. He'll be in the building.
There was I forgot what series. I think it was the Memphis series. Can't remember, but somebody was dressed up as Jackie Moon.
Oh,
I don't know if you saw that, and they had him wearing some dude. He had like the Flint Tropics jersey on.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
And that guy was like on camera. I was like, wow, dude. Like, he had his 5 seconds of fame.
Oh yeah.
There he is, courtside.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see
power and momentum.
Show it
again.
Man. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna end it. I want to thank everybody that hopped on tonight. I know this is a little shorter live, but sometimes you don't want to drag out the lives. I think we all said what we needed to say. We all kind of have our own goals and priorities with where we're at. I definitely still plan on collecting. I still plan on doing videos for you guys. But I definitely have done a lot of searching inside, trying to figure out like, what am I going to do? What's my game plan here? What am I trying to accomplish out of this? And, I guess the takeaway with it is just like King mentioned, I'm going to quote him in this live, stick to the script.
Bye.
Because I think if you do that, you should really have no reason to steer far away from whatever it is that you're trying to do. And then if you're a collector like me, you collect hats, t-shirts, jerseys, toys, whatever the case may be, man. I guess from that perspective of things, the best thing I could tell you is, just buckle up. Buckle up, man, because it's like one of those things.
Oh my God, this guy!
You got to understand that it's like when you have all this collecting involved with it, like you just got to be prepared, man. Just be prepared for it, and just understand the potential ramifications of collecting, and understanding that this is this could be a serious thing. I know it's all fun and games for a lot of people, but it's like there's a lot of money involved, a lot of time, and a lot of sacrifices. But just be prepared, and be smart. Be smart with your choices. You know what I mean? Don't just buy something out of impulse. Like, really think about it before you.
Who does that? That's what does that.
Arrow goes over there. All right, fellas. Well, hopefully I'll see you guys next week, man. If you guys want to hop in on these live streams, I do them every Wednesdays from 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Different topics every week. I take requests, so if you have something you would like to focus specifically on, feel free to hit up my DMs. You could find me on my social media handles in the description of this live. And
the video.
Like the video.
Leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.
No doubt. All right, fellas. Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you guys very soon. All right. Have a good night.